All right. Testing 1 2, test, testing the sound. Testing 1 2, test, testing. All right, sounds pretty good. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with a new time. I thought I'd bump it up a little earlier instead of waiting all day for 2 o'clock and get out the information out early. We're going to do a 11 to noon now, the Raymond Report, and this way we get all the information out early, and we can get all the ramblers and gamblers the information they need and unveil all the new stuff. In fact, talking about today's show, I'm going to unveil the new website for baseball. So if you've been following hockeypicks.com, what we've done now is we've taken the software and we've put it on a basketball site, a baseball site, and now we're going to do a football site for football season. So the same website you see for hockeypicks.com, we're going to have a social network going for baseball, football, and hockey, and we will have that live. Today we'll do the baseball announcement. You can do the picks today for preseason baseball, and it's going to be a great, and I love this website. It looks really awesome, and I can't wait to share it with you. Now, if you are new to the Raymond Report, my name is Ron Raymond. I'm a sports handicapper in the industry since 1996. I've been doing this for a long time. Wrote a book in 2009 called Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets, and also the founder of World Series of Handicapping season number 10. We're going into season number 10, a pro football contest, and can't wait for season number 10 to happen. And also ATSstats.com is where I hang my hat. You can get my plays, my top best bets each and every day. In fact, I went 4-0 yesterday with my selections. Had a really good night in the NHL. In fact, hockeypicks.com, I did my live picks on the air yesterday. I went 9-0 yesterday at Hockey Picks, 4-0 with my members pick. Pittsburgh, Florida, the two value plays that I gave out in the show yesterday, the New York Islanders and the Winnipeg Jets were my top value selections. And let's take a look at the show here today. And I'll just go to the, if you ever want to see what we have on tap on the show today, you go to Tools, go to Podcasts, and then you go scroll down right to the middle here. You're going to see everything we're going to cover today. And we're talking about horse racing, sports SBI, the Bulls report, the line moves of the day. We'll take a look at the line moves. And then after line moves, I'm going to do my special announcement. 80% club stats. We're going to take a look at some of our top stats, the scoring rankings for today, the computer picks, and then the top percentage play of the day. I got 4 nominations today. The top value plays of the day. I had 2 of them yesterday. I had the Winnipeg Jets and New York Islanders as the top value play of the day. Our law of average play of the day. And we're going to go back into the sports betting angle. And I got about 3 or 4 live system plays here today I'm going to show you guys. And then, unfortunately, our streaker lost yesterday. So we'll see who the newest streaker is at Streakcatcher.com. We're going to break down the Washington, Memphis, San Antonio, Dallas game. And Montreal, Vancouver. And then we're going to head over to ATSCalculator.com. Take a look at the NBA action for today. Notre Dame versus North Carolina, and Duke and Louisville. And then I'll put in my top hockey plays today at hockeypicks.com. All right, folks, welcome to the Raymond Report. And we're just waiting for all the ramblers and gamblers to show up here in the bullpen. Probably got them by surprise with a new time and date with the show. But you know what? I was going to do this on April 1st, but I thought I'd do it a little bit earlier. And it works, for me, it works a little bit better to do it in the morning. And so we're going to be doing this live. And it's always, these shows are always recorded. So if you missed the show live, you can always watch it on our replay on the YouTube channel at the Raymond Report. All right, let's go to horse racing today. And we're going to go, and this is another reason why we're doing the show at 11, so we can get the early horse racing picks up. And I'm going to go to one of my favorite tracks, and it's Gulfstream Park in Hallandale Beach, Florida. Close to Fort Lauderdale, between Fort Lauderdale and Miami. One of the best tracks. If you're a horse racing person, this is one of the best tracks in the United States. How you doing, Bo Duns? Bo Duns now just in the bullpen. And welcome to the bullpen, Bo. Now we're going to go to race number 1 today at Gulfstream Park. It's a $32,000 maiden claim race in race number 1. Now post time today at the stream is 1:10 p.m. Eastern. It's 5 furlongs on the turf. And we're going to go with a big favorite here in race number 1. The number 2 horse, Breakthrough, with Irad Ortiz Jr. taking a ride here on the 2 horse. He's 3-5 morning line. Irad is 43% in the money in his last 100 races. We're going to follow up Breakthrough with the 7 horse, the King Achilles, with Paco Lopez taking a ride here on the King Achilles, the number 7 horse, 9-2 morning line on the King Achilles. And we're going to close that trifecta, take it with Andres Eduardo, Miguel Angel Vasquez taking a ride here today on the number 5 horse, 10-1 morning line on Andres Eduardo. Now, my Joker's Wild, my long shot today in race number 1 today at Gulfstream Park is the 4 horse, Uncut Gem, Marco Menes taking a ride here on the number 4 horse, 12-1 morning line on Uncut Gem. Now, the way I recommend you bet these plays, if you're going to do an exacta box, I recommend 2-7, 7-5, 5-4, and don't forget to box it. And if you're going to play trifecta, 2-7-5, 4-7-5 trifecta box. And this way, if any of the horses come in any of those orders, you will win that ticket. My Joker's Wild, the way I recommend you bet the Joker today is I call it double dutching. And what you want to do is you bet them to win into place. So if you got a $20 budget, bet the number 4 horse, Uncut Gem, with Meneses on the ride. Bet him $10 to win, $10 to play. So this way, he comes in second. You get some of that money back in your on your ticket. All right, and also we have a lot of tracks going here today at Golf on the Raymond Report. If you are interested in horse racing, we have a premium tip sheet. And folks, for less than $1 a day, you can be a member of ATSstats.com and look at all the tracks going today in horse racing. You got Delta Downs. Gulfstream Park is our free tip sheet. So if you want a free tip sheet today, if you're watching the horse racing and you want to monitor the tracks, I got a great tip sheet for all the races. Hollywood Park, Charlestown, Mahoning Valley Race Course. We got Parks Racing, Penn National, Sam Houston Race Park, Tampa Bay Downs, one of my favorite tracks. I don't know why, it's just a nice little quiet track. Turf Paradise, Turfway Park are some of the tracks going today. And we got free tip sheets. Well, actually, no. The free tip sheet is Gulfstream Park. But the other tip sheet sheets is the ones I just mentioned, and you can just print those off. So let's say you want to go to Tampa Bay Downs today and bet those races. Just go to horses, go to premium tip sheet, and then print off this tip sheet, and we give you all the win, place, and show recommendation, and you can bet all these horses today at the Tampa Bay Downs. All right, let's go to the sports betting index. We're going to take a look at we got NBA. The NBA is back. Hey, like the old show, welcome back, Cotter. Welcome back, NBA. It's good to have you back, old friend. And let's take a look at the teams that are bullish prior to the NBA All-Star break. And these are teams in the Raymond Report, which you, if you've been following or if you're new to the Raymond Report, I call this the Sports Betting Index. And what you want to do with these these are teams that are normally going through a really good cycle. And again, if you follow my sports betting system, you know I'm key on 3 things: value, percentage play, and the performance cycles. And these are the teams right now in a market psychology point of view that they're on a good run. So obviously the bookmakers know this, so they might make a little bit of an adjustment to the line depending on how the public perceives these teams. And we got a alert that we got those special alerts that go out. And so we got Miami is bullish right now. They're 6-1 in their last 7. Phoenix is also 6-1. They got the Brooklyn Nets, Milwaukee, New York Knicks. New York Knicks are a bullish team right now. Who would have thought, right? I don't think Spike Lee would have thought that. And the Dallas Mavericks, Denver, and Philadelphia. Now, of all those teams I mentioned, most of them are A and B type teams, so you don't see a C type team. And the C type teams are normally teams that are below 500 in the standings. And if we look at the teams that are neutral, 4-3 and 3-4 in the last 7 games, this is where you got a potpourri of different types of team here. You got your A type teams, which are 60% or higher, B type teams that are 50 to 59.9, and your C type teams below 500 are neutral. And from a market psychology point of view, this is where you and the bookmaker, I believe, are on a great equal footing. And here's your C type teams. And look at this, we got 2 teams that are in the A division that are bearish. The LA Clippers, 2-5 in their last 7 prior to the All-Star break, and so are the LA Lakers. Clippers and Lakers, A-type teams in the basement. So you know what? But the thing is, these are really good teams. So because they're bearish, there's value with these teams if you're going to bet them. All right, let's look at the NHL, and we'll see which teams are bearish and bullish in the NHL. In fact, looking at my charts from yesterday, we had 6 teams that were bullish, 17 teams neutral, 8 that were bearish, and we're just going to wait for the NHL to load up here. And here we go. And let's take a look at some of the teams that are very bullish right now. Tampa Bay, they slept last night on the wheel against Detroit, and then they had a late wake-up call to win in overtime. But they got the job done, and in fact, they're the last team I needed to clinch my 9-0 night with the NHL. So that was a nice little win. And look at the teams that are very bullish right now in the Rain Report on the NHL. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we got 7 teams, and there's Winnipeg. Remember yesterday I was talking about teams that fly under the radar from a ROI return on investment point of view. Winnipeg's, they're this year's version of the Tampa Bay Rays from last year's baseball team. They are very bullish right now. In fact, they are 5-2 in their last 7. But the teams that are really bullish are the top teams here: Tampa Bay, Vegas, Carolina, Washington, New York, Pittsburgh, and Winnipeg. And if you look at this, they should be bullish because they're all A-type teams, meaning they're all teams above 60% in the standings. Here's your neutral type teams. And you can see here, we got the Rangers are neutral. I look for A-type teams that are neutral: Minnesota, Florida, and let me see, the C-type team. We're getting more teams in the basement here that are bearish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 teams that are bearish, and we only had, 8 yesterday. So we had 3 more teams make the Bear Club here. So the teams that are bullish that, you want to really think, Boston right now is a B-type team that is bearish. So there's probably value in Boston's next game. So you want to keep an eye on that. But look at all the C-type teams, right? And this is what I mean by performance cycles. These type of teams here, those are the type of teams that you expect them to be here in the bear cycle. So really, don't expect bad teams to do good things. All right, let's take a look at, that was the Bears and Bulls report here today. And actually, no, that was, it was the Bears and Bulls. I forgot to do the SBI. I skipped a segment there. I went from the Bears and Bulls, and I'm going to do the SBI right now. And now that the NBA is back, let's take a look where the SBI prior to the All-Star break. Now, it's a little bit out of whack because we've been off now for 5 days. Actually, with 3 and 7, that was the All-Star game. So that doesn't count. I've got to remove that one. But let's, we'll just skip this one and go to the NHL, and we'll adjust that for tomorrow once we get some more games in the system this week. But the NHL, let's take a look at the SBI report. And if you're doing your handicapping today, we are now looking at an 8-1 night last night for the favorites. And if you recalled yesterday, I talked about this, right? I said teams that are normally, that underdogs won today. So if you look at the March 8th, NHL underdogs were 4-2. Very rarely do you see underdogs have 2-0 days. Look at this. They had 1 day here, 1 day there, but they're always surrounded. They're in the middle of a favorite run, right? So I'm looking for double candles here for the underdogs, and we haven't had one this year. So last night was a great night to load up on the favorites. They were 8-1, 7-2 to the over. Now the over having a run after a 5-1 night. After the underdogs won, the underdogs had their night, but the unders came in. And it follows, if you read my book, Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets, one of my rules in sports betting, if you're betting 2-team parlays, if you like the favorites, you bet the over. And if you like the underdogs, you bet the under. And look at that. The unders on the 8th were 4-2. And the underdogs went 4-2. And the unders went 5-1. And if you look at last night, look at what the favorites did. The favorites went 8-1, and they were 7-2 to the over. 5-4 to the puck line. So again, it's one of my rules of thumbs if you're betting 2-team parlays. I don't bet 2-team parlays. Very, very rare do I do. And I never understood why people bet sides and total of the same game. I just don't understand that angle from an investment point of view. It's just I don't know. It's anytime you do a parlay, it's that quick buck thinking, right? But looking at the 7-day average, 66.1% of the favorites have come in the last 7 days. 56.4 for the over-unders to the over. So we're having a little bit of a reversal considering last night, 78%. But we're in a neutral market for the over-unders, and that's where exactly the bookmaker wants you. He wants you thinking even Steven, and that's what they got right now on the season, and especially in the last 7 days, 56.4 and 43.7. And looking at the point spread, 43.7, 56.4 on the puck line. All right, so that was the SBI report today. Let's take a look at the latest line moves today in NHL, NBA, and we'll look at the college basketball a bit to see where the early indicators. I had a great question yesterday on an email, and somebody was asking me, about the value plays, and didn't match up with my percentage plays, and how can why were you your value plays, and you contradict yourself with. The thing is that anytime we talk value, percentage play, or performance cycles, those are not plays. Those are indicators. And what I do with the Raymond report, I look for indicators, and whenever I can string along as many indicators to one side or total, then I got myself a little play. And that was a great question, and I appreciate that. And so I always like feedback. If you got feedback, I always like to hear it. And let's take a look at the NBA. Only 2 games today in the National Basketball Association. And looking at the Wizards against the Memphis Grizzlies. So no line movement there. And very little movement on the total. 222, and it's up to 223.5 to the over in the Spurs game. But keep an eye out on this, members of the ATSstats.com website. Keep an eye on this for the afternoon. Normally there's more live movement. You get more line jumping movement in the afternoon. There's Eddie Armstrong. How you doing, Eddie? Eddie's in the bullpen. And let's take a look at the rain report for the Montreal Canadiens Vancouver game on the total. Opened up at 6. That's 5.5 now. So total's coming in a bit on the hockey, but not every book will make the same move, right? Let me take a look at the totals in the NHL right now, and let's see if what the average total is on that game. All right, so we got Montreal, Dallas. Let me see here. Here we go. Yeah, 6. I'm seeing still 6 everywhere, and so 6, 5.5. I don't see any 5.5s anywhere, but I'm seeing some 6s now. I haven't seen 6 in a long time. It's been all 5.5, 6.5 in the NHL, so that's a little bit of interesting observation. And let me see here for line moves in hockey, and this is the money line. Minnesota 125. Let me see this here. Minnesota. Let's go to money line. And the line movement right now, Minnesota. Actually, Vegas is now 115. So Vegas is now. Well, that's the line. Okay, here we go. Minus a 116 for the NHL. So no line movement. A little bit of line movement on the Ottawa Senators. Minus 238 and is down to 233. So a little bit of an indicator pointing towards Ottawa. You got Colorado taking on the Arizona Coyotes. Minus 200 for Colorado, now at 213. Colorado's a big play here today. In fact, I'll talk about that just in a second. Nothing on the Kings movement game. And Montreal opened up minus 156, and it's at 152. So a bit of a little line movement today on the early games. All right, so that's let's go to college basketball. Let's see if there's any big line movements today in college hoops. Now, let's see, anything 1 and above I'll talk about. Syracuse opened up at 2, is now down to 3, so early money coming in on Syracuse. That's a 12 o'clock tip-off. Plays and parlays, what's up? Plays and parlays now in the bullpen. Do you think teams will be rusties? Do you think teams will be rusty NBA? You know what? I don't think so, Bo. I think a week is not enough. These guys are in shape, and they're professionals, and I believe 90% of them probably followed their diet regime. But I think after the first quarter they'll be right back at it. They might start off maybe if you're looking at the first quarter type prop maybe, but I think they'll be fine. And a lot of these guys, I was reading where Kyle Lowry went to Florida to work out. So hey, maybe he knows he's being traded, so he wants to be in tip-top shape wherever he goes, right? So hey, just something to think about. And let me see here, Northern Arizona, Portland State actually opened up at 7. It's now minus 6. And Jackson State now down up to 9.5. And the biggest line moves, no big line moves in college basketball. Maybe Minnesota opened up at Northwestern minus 2.5, now down to 1. But I'm not seeing big line jumps. Minus 13 for Colgate, now is down to 11. So money coming in on Bucknell. And so those are the line moves today. Prairie View AM opened up for minus 25, and it's at 26.5. So those are your big line moves today. And looking at the totals today in the line moves, under, let me see here. The biggest one I'm seeing now is Air Force UNLV. Opened up at 130, is down to 127. And big jump here in the Loyola Army game. Look at that, 132.5, now 137.5. So big line move here on the Loyola Maryland Army game. And let me see if there's any more to talk about. 1.5, nothing big. So that's the biggest jump here today in college basketball. But it's still early. It's only 11:20, so there could be some other movement today. All right, special announcement time. So I said to you guys I would do my special announcement. And so this is hockeypicks.com, where people can go in and make their selections and follow the top pickers. Well, I got a new website now for baseball, and the name of the website is called bullpenpicks.com. Bullpen, that was my wife's idea. We were brainstorming one night, and we were thinking like baseballpicks.com was taken, MLB picks. You don't want to mess with the trademark of MLB. And I said, you know what? Well, let's think of things that are baseball related, and let's get our picks from the bullpen, right? And that's why this week or last week when I mentioned you guys, let's see the people in the chat, we call it the bullpen. It was almost like a little tip I was telling you guys. I don't know if any of you guys picked it up, but that was some of the little heads up that I gave you guys. And it's the same thing as hockeypicks.com. So what you're going to do is just sign up. And it's not mobile friendly yet, but it will be. And it's the same concept as hockeypicks.com. And what you do is you go in and make your picks, use the slider, and you just use the slider right here, and you make your selections. And this will be a great website come baseball season, where some of the top baseball handicappers will come in here and hopefully will come and make their selections. You can follow them. And the thing is, once you get a community like this, like Hockey Picks right now is getting over 100 players a day, close to 100 players a day making their picks. But I figure with baseball coming, we should be able to get at least 300 people a day making their selections. And if we can get 300 people making picks at bullpenpicks.com, and I'm sure people will start following the top baseball pickers. So there you have it, guys. That's the new website. And I also got another one for basketball, and we're gonna do football too. I love the. I can't let the names out of the bags of those two yet. I gotta tease you guys a bit with some gems here. But bullpen picks. I love the logo. It's like it's not a scare, but a mad baseball with a crown, right? So maybe we'll come up with something. We'll crown some top baseball pickers. But no, I think it's a great nickname. URL bullpenpicks.com. We can go to the bullpen and get the saves, and think pick save bullpenpicks.com, and it's ready now, so you can sign up and you can make preseason baseball picks. And once baseball season gets going, I think it's going to be a great website to make selections. All right, so that was a special announcement. Let's go to the 80% Club here today. We're going to take a look at the NBA games today. We only got two of them today, so I'm going to break down two of the baseball games. Basketball. Yeah, I got baseball on my mind now, right? Washington Wizards taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, the Grizzlies goes into this one a 3-point favorite. The over-under at 236.5. ATS forecast, computer pick, going to lean with the Grizzlies, 117 to 115. The over-under at 232.61. Now the Grizzlies prior to the All-Star break were 5-5 straight up, 6-4 against the point spread, 3-7 to the under. Where the Washington Wizards were 7-3, 8-2 to the point spread, and 5-5 to the over/under. Now prior to the All-Star break, Washington had a nice little run, 7-3 in their last 10, 8-2 against the number. So they were a good covering team for the basketball bettors. In fact, I think I jumped the gun here. I think I jumped my. I went right to the. Okay, that's okay. I'll do the other ones after. But looking at the value edge, we had minus 1.51 for the Memphis Grizzlies, and we had -3. So Memphis is a bit overvalued today on the Raymond Report. And for Washington, I had them at plus 4.38, and we're getting +3. So no value today on the Washington Wizards. There's Plant-Based Junkie. How you doing, Plant-Based? Your Boston Bruins looked pretty good last night. Oh, Plays and Parlays from Boston. That's right. Or is it Plant-Based? I can't remember. It's one of the. You guys have two usernames that starts with P, so that's why it's throwing me off. But the Bruins, not scoring any goals lately. Now, looking at the chance of winning here for the Memphis Grizzlies, we had them at 67.8 and 28% for the Wizards, where the chance of covering the spread, the percentage play, does favor the Washington Wizards, and the lower high goes to Washington. at 42%. The Kogo, the chance of this game going over the total today between the Grizzlies and Wizards is at 74%. Looking at some of the streaks here, the last 3 games for the Wizards have gone under the streak. And let's take a look at their lineup for tonight to see if they have any surprise injuries or anything like that. So we'll see who's out. So it looks like Washington, Westbrook, Beal, Matthews, Hachimura, Wagner, Valanciunas, Anderson, Brooks, Bain, and Morant for the Memphis Grizzlies. So looks like everybody's good to go tonight in Memphis. Now, when the Washington Wizards are on the road against a B-type team, a B means they're either 50 or 59.9 in the standings. They are 3-1 against the point spread, 3-1 straight up, so they've done very well. And look at the over combined. 7-1 when these teams face an opponent that's either a team below 500 like Washington is, or B neutral, the team that's 50 to 59.9. So interesting little numbers right there to the over tonight. And looking at our totals at 232, and the bookmaker has it at 236. So it's still maybe the under. Teams. Look at this. Last 6 games for Memphis have gone under the total, and they're on a 3 ATS win streak. So a lot of numbers, and this is what the bookmaker sees, right? He sees a team like Memphis coming off 6 unders, and then you got a team like Washington. Last 3 have gone under, so you got a combined record here of 9-0 to the under when you factor in that angle. And the Memphis Grizzlies, 7-11 at home, 9-9 against the point spread, 7-11. Hey, 7-11, hey, just open up a store there, 7-11. And maybe the under tonight might be attractive here tonight for the this game. And looking at Washington, 7-10, 10-7, and for the over/under 9-8. All right, so good morning, Chad. Winnipeg came through. I got one wrong. Oh, you got one wrong of what, 9? Or just the one wrong out of last night? Yeah, no, last night was one of those, you have 2 or 3 of your signature nights of the year, right? Last night was one of those signature nights for me. Again, if you're new to the Raymond Report or if you're just tuning in, got lucky last night, went 9-0 with my hockey selections at hockeypicks.com. And I'll put in my picks in today very shortly at hockeypicks.com. But back to this one between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Washington Wizards. Now, the Wizards don't do well in Memphis. 2-8 straight up, 3-7 against the point spread, 4-5-1 to the number. And overall, Memphis in the last 10 head-to-head meetings against the Wizards, they're 5-5, 7-3 against the point spread, 3-7 to the under. So you can see a lot of numbers pointing, early indicators pointing to the under. And as much as I would love to take the under, I think Memphis might be a stronger play here. I know we're getting a little bit over value here. When you look at the value, minus 152, and we're getting 3. And the percentage play, only 22% chance of covering compared to 42. But the chance of winning, 67%. Maybe you play the money line. Maybe you play the money line if you're going to take this game. And let's take a look at the last time these two teams met. It was March 2nd. March 2nd, a 125-111 win. So a bit of a revenge spot here for the Wizards. And let's see if we've got any other numbers here pointing, leaning indicators pointing us to one way. NBA road teams this year coming off a 2-point win. So the Wizards in their last game coming off a 2-point win over the Clippers. That's a big win when you think about it. Beating LA, one of the top teams in the Western Conference. Road teams are 9-3 after a 2-point win. But we got to factor in that 5 days rest a bit. But I don't think it'll be that much of a conditioning factor. Maybe like Bo says, maybe a bit of rust, but I don't think so. I think teams they're too professional. So I think I might lean with Memphis. All right, morning, Sonny. How you doing, buddy? Shop for value, play those percentages, right, Sonny? Dallas killed it for me. Oh, Dallas, yeah. Remember, your back screen looks fuzzy. Oh, really? My back screen looks fuzzy? Uh-oh, that's not good. Let me take a look here. My back screen looks fuzzy. I'm looking at the YouTube. It looks all right, unless you could. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Are you guys seeing the back screen looks fuzzy? I don't know. It looks fine to me. Are you guys noticing anything with the back screen looking a bit off, or just wait for your replies? Make it look more clear. It looks good to me. Yeah. Maybe open up. Are you on a phone, Chad? Because I'm looking at the. Eric Jones. Yes. Eric Jones, what do you mean? Yes, it's good, or yes, it's fuzzy? Are you guys on a phone or on the desktop? Can we do college basketball again today on the live show? Yeah, we'll do. I got some college basketball. I just did the line moves on the college on a phone. Yeah, maybe on a phone it looks a little bit off. Let me check see on the if you're on a PC, it looks okay on a PC. Let me see on the phone here. No, it looks all right. Well, you got a flip phone there, Chad, or what? Hey, you got to upgrade that phone, buddy. Hey, those Saskatchewan Roughriders not winning enough games for you there to pad that bank account? I'm watching on a phone and TV. TV's clear. Phone would just make it a little bit bigger. All right. Yeah, no, it looks fine. Eric says it's fuzzy too. Yeah, I don't know. Are you on a phone, Eric? Just today. Background looks good to me. Yeah, the background's fine. I don't know. Maybe it's something. All right, you threw me off there, Chad. Where was I? All right, let's go to the other game. Let's take a look at San Antonio, Dallas. Now, this is a game I've been handicapping this morning, and I'm starting to like San Antonio a bit here. I'm liking San Antonio. All right, the Dallas Mavericks a -4 point favorite tonight in the Battle of Texas. The over/under at 223. ATS forecast. The computer pick is going to lean with Dallas here, 117 to 112. The over/under at 229.68. Now the Mavericks prior to the All-Star break, 8-2 straight up, 5-5 against the number, and 5-5 to the over/under. Where San Antonio 6-4 straight up and against the number, 4-6 to the under. Now looking at the value index here, San Antonio is going to be one of my top value plays of the day. I had them at -0.63, and we're getting +4. Where the Dallas Mavericks, I had them at +0.53, and you're getting 4, laying 4. So to me, Dallas is a bit overvalued. They're a B-type team that is bullish, though. So that's the only thing that concerns me a bit. You got a team that's on a nice little run. Like Dallas has played better basketball of late. They're on a 3-game win streak. You look at their home record, however, 9-8, 6-11 against the number, 9-8 to the over. And then for San Antonio, one of the best teams against the point spread on the road, 9-4 straight up, 9-4 against the number. And looking at their record in Dallas, they are 7-3, 6-4 against the number, 3-7-0. Yeah, I think San Antonio might be one of my top plays here today, guys. I do like San Antonio in this spot. And the last time these two teams met was on January 22nd, and it was a 122-117 win in, I believe this game was at San Antonio. So this game was at San Antonio, and it was a 122. So maybe a little revenge spot here tonight for the Spurs. And if you look at the last couple of meetings here, Dallas is only 4-6 straight up and 6-4 against the spread in the last 10 head-to-head meetings. But when San Antonio travels to Dallas, they are 6-4 against the number. Dallas ride the train, says Chad. Man, I took the point spreads of listening. Man, I took the points instead of listening to you. You took the points. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes, are you talking about the Memphis or this game here, Eddie? Sometimes you're better off, laying a bit. The way I look at it, it's like, betting money line in hockey, baseball. If you're gonna bet 140, 160 on a hockey play in MLB, I'll do the same thing on a baseball selection, right? It's just with the way the sports betting is today, the last minute of the game you can pull your hair out. They'll just you go from a team winning by 3 and then they lose by 10. It's just, I find if you just bet the money line on those low odds, 4 is a bit much though. Now 4, I'm starting to get a bit uncomfortable, but Memphis -3 or Memphis on the money line might be more attractive. But I do like San Antonio tonight. I won't play the money line. If you're going to give me +4, I'll take the +4. And San Antonio, as a road team, 9-4 on the road, 3-0 versus Southwest Division opponents, so they've done well in that regards. And so I'm going to lean with San Antonio tonight. Dallas, let's not be fooled, right? I think Dallas is still a bit of a fool's gold. I think they've shown throughout the year, they have, they're a B-type team, and look at their overall record. Their overall record, 18-16. They're only 2 games above 500. They were below 500 a couple weeks ago. I don't think Dallas is a team we can trust. And you know what you get with DeRozan and Pops. And so I do like San Antonio. And looking at their lineup tonight, Murray, Walker, DeRozan, Johnson, Aldridge, and Doncic, Richardson, Finley, Kleber, and Porzingis. Porzingis, we'll see if he lasts the whole game, right? So that's my take on the two NHL NBA basketball game. Like the over also. Do you like the over in the San Antonio Dallas? Let me see here. 229. The Kogo is at 49%. That's good. And let me see here. 229. And so looking at, the thing is, San Antonio against teams that are 50% to 59 are 1-3 to the under and 1 under. So you know what? I don't have a really strong opinion on the total. As you can see, there's a bit of history going to the under. So I don't know. But I like San Antonio a bit better. I don't really have an opinion on the total. All right, so that's the NBA. Let's do the NHL game tonight. The game of the night I'm going to handicap here is the Montreal against Vancouver. And the Canadians, a 156 favorite here tonight. And let's take a look at the starting goalies tonight in Vancouver. Probably Demko for Vancouver and maybe Carey Price for, or maybe Jake Allen might get the nod here. Who does the lineup have expecting? So looking at tonight's Montreal, Carey Price and Thatcher Demko are the probable goalies. That's who I'd probably put. You got to keep Carey going. 2-1 game last game. It wasn't his fault. Montreal's been in a dried up spell scoring goals. In fact, that's what got Julian fired. Only scoring 2 goals again, 3 goals in the last 3 games. Not too bad. You know what's really improving that average is that 7 spot they put on Winnipeg, right? Take away the 7 and they're scoring less than 2 goals a game. This is what's boosting up their. That's the booster juice right now. That's boosting up their. That's the booster juice boosting up their average in the last couple of games. But Montreal 3-7 in the last 10, 3-7 against the puck line, 5-5. Where Vancouver 5-5 straight up, 6-4 against the number. So both these teams really not ripping it up. 4-6 to the under. Looking at my value edge, I had Montreal at minus 117, so they're overvalued tonight at 156. And I had the Vancouver Canucks at plus 153, and the bookmakers are got them at 135. So from a value perspective, I don't see any much value on this team, this game. From a chance of winning, now 60% chance of winning for Montreal compared to 29 for the Vancouver Canucks. So I do see a percentage play in favor of Montreal. The Kogo's at 58%. The over might be looking good tonight, considering the last game went under. In fact, the last 3 games for the Vancouver Canucks have gone under. And looking at Vancouver at home this year, 8-8 on the season, 7-9 to the under, where Montreal 6-7 on the road and 6-7 to the under. They are 6-4 in Vancouver in the last 10 trips, and for Vancouver in the last 10 head-to-head meetings with the Habs, they are 3-7. Now, I do like Montreal in this spot here tonight, but I'm not going to lay. I don't think I want to lay 156 on a team that is Jekyll and Hyde. Let's face it, Montreal is a very Jekyll and Hyde team right now. They had that great start beginning of the year, and now they're turning into fool's gold, right? And Vancouver's the same thing. Vancouver, you just can't trust them, even though they're on a 3-game win streak, and this could be their performance cycle of the year, where they're 4-0 against C-type teams at home. Maybe Vancouver is the play. Maybe Vancouver 4-0 against teams below 500. So that's an angle I just noticed right now that you might want to consider. But the over, I think the over is where you want to go. 13-5-2 to the over after playing the Habs. So for some reason, after Vancouver plays Montreal, the over is 13-5-2, but it doesn't consider a COVID type year, right? But I'm going to pass on that game. I don't like that game. In fact, let me do my research here. And I did my research here. And let me give you my value plays of the day in the NBA and the NHL. If you recall last night, my top 2 value plays in the NHL were the New York Islanders and the Winnipeg Jets. So 2 good value plays. You had to sweat out that Islander win a bit. And then I had the percentage play was Chicago. But, hindsight being 2020, I shouldn't have, knowing that, and I even said it on the show, Dallas had a higher percentage play, but they were a C-type team. And that's what got me off that. The C-type, and this is why, remember I say all the time, you can't trust C-type teams. Whenever I see a C-type team, when it comes to value or percentage play, you just can't trust them. Now, in the, let's take a look at the NBA. The NBA tonight, my phone just knocked off. My top NBA value play tonight is the San Antonio Spurs. Now, I had them at +4, and if you look at the number tonight, for San Antonio. Let's go to that game. They're getting +4, right? So the top value play of the night is San Antonio. But the only thing that has me a little bit concerned, you got a B neutral type team against another B team, but they're bullish. So if I had to rate this play from a 1 to 10, it's on the value play, it's a 5, where Winnipeg last night was like a 7. All right. So if I'm rating my value plays here, my value play of the day, or I shouldn't call it a play, my value indicator. And again, a great question yesterday. And the thing is, anytime you follow the sports betting system of the Raymond Report, anytime I talk about value, percentage plays, or performance cycles, I talk about indicators. So this is an indicator pointing towards value, which gives me an indicator on San Antonio. And the overvalue play of the night, I think Memphis is overvalued, and so is Dallas. Actually, Dallas, what did I have Dallas at? Dallas is overvalued. So Dallas and Memphis on my indicators are overvalued. Now, taking a look at NHL. So the teams that are overvalued tonight in the NHL, Vegas, and let me pull up their the odds here. So Vegas is overvalued tonight. I had them at, let me see here. Actually, let me go to the NHL computer picks. This will be easier to show you guys. All right. So my value index on the Vegas Golden Knights was -180. Bookmakers are laying 116. So Vegas is overvalued. But again, it's like I said yesterday, right? It's like buying a pizza, a 2-for-1 for $10, or you really want a great pizza that tastes good, but it costs $40. Pizza's a pizza, but it's all about value, right? Vegas is overvalued. Edmonton's overvalued. Edmonton is at I had them at -171, and the bookmakers are 233. And you're getting a B neutral team, right? So again, if I was to rate this from 1 to 10 on the value, I give it a 5. You can't get more neutral, and B is that is neutral right there, right? So that's my value on that. Colorado is they're overvalued tonight. Let me see, 177, and they're 227 on the line. So Colorado is overvalued. Again, these are when I give out these value plays, they're not plays, they're indicators. Maybe I gotta stop using the word play. Value indicators. The LA Kings overvalued. I got the Kings at plus 124, and you're laying 125. So the LA Kings are overvalued tonight, and they're C bearish. Think about that. They're a team below 500, and they're either 2-5, 1-6, or 0-7 in their last 7 games, and they're that's where the value comes, right? And then the Montreal Canadiens, I had them listed at -117, and they're 156, but C bearish. So again, Montreal overvalued. Now the top teams that the value plays of the night, I only got one. I got one, and I got a let me see, what's the word I can use here? A nomination, or trying to think of a word that they don't make the play, but they're recommended. Not recommended, but come on, help me out there in the bullpen. Yeah, I know you guys can help me out there. They're I wouldn't play them, but they're high. They almost made the cut type thing. That's what I'm trying to say. Minnesota to me is the value indicator of the night. If you look at Minnesota, you're getting -105. I had them at -148. -148, a side dish. Yeah, maybe a side dish to go with Minnesota here. -148 is the number I had on Minnesota. You're A-type team, and they're neutral. So from a value perspective, advisory, that's a pretty good one, Lonnie. I like that one. That's a advisory. And you're in the lines then. I saw you, Lonnie. Hey, I saw you sneak in there. You came in through the back door, Lonnie. Lonnie, hey, this is like you're doing a conference, and the guy comes in by the back door, eh? Thinking he didn't see you. We saw you, Lonnie. We saw you come in there. You're in the lines then. And looking at the value here, -148, and you're getting -105. So Minnesota, that's from a 1 to 10 on the value indicator. They're my 7 of the night tonight, from 6.57, right? Because they're neutral, and they're an A-type team. So 7. Give me a 7 on the neutral. I think save my seat, growl. That's funny. So Minnesota, and then the team, my side dish here that didn't make the cut, but you probably get a bit of value here, is Arizona. I think there's a little bit of value on Arizona. Plus 131, and you're getting what on Arizona? You're getting 170. So there's value, but there's C neutral. You can't trust C teams. You cannot trust C-type teams. The only reason why they make the cut here a bit is because they're neutral. And they're coming off a 3-2 win, right? So, speaking of 3-2 win, let's go to the... actually, before we get to the angle of the day, yesterday we talked about the betting angle of the day. I got about 4 plays that are live today on yesterday's betting angle. And let's go... Man, the winter time really stuffs you up, eh? I just can't wait for the summer to open up some windows. Man, I feel you can't breathe in the wintertime, man. Your nose gets so, the air, right? It's just crazy time of year. All right, where was I? Law average. Yeah, let's go to the law of average play of the day. And the law of average, again, this is my buddy Ross Benjamin's, one of his tools he showed me. And it's in the book. I put it in the book. The law of average is this. You want to think about playing on a team that won, that lost against the spread or straight up against a team that won straight up and against the spread in their last game. And let's see what team made the cut here today. So Vegas against Minnesota. Minnesota won, so they make the cut. Ottawa, they're a law of average play here tonight. Colorado, and Colorado's lost too. So this, anytime that you see Stars makes the play a little bit more stronger. LA comes on the law of average play tonight. They lost 6-5 to the Ducks last game, and Montreal. So, but this is what happens when you play in a COVID year, right? You get all these teams playing back-to-back games, so it's like the zigzag theory in, yes, suck it up, Buttercup, you're Canadian, eh? there's the Saskatchewan guy, eh? What's that Canadian show there? That's gas. Was it gas something there? Canadian show gas. What's that show? Gas station? No, gas show in Canada. Corner gas, that's it. Hey, are you talking to me from your corner gas there, Chad? Hey, are you one of the are you one of the what do you call those side or people that are just hey, we need people to come to stand in the background for the show, corner gas? Are you one of those guys there in the background of corner gas there in Saskatchewan there, Chad, or what? Save a seat. Suck it up, Buttercup. I love it. That's a good one. See, that's the one thing about sports, right? If you played sports, that's the one thing you miss, the ribbing. You miss the ribbing, you miss being in the room, you miss the teammates. And that's the thing with sports, right? Just the facts, eh? Just the facts. Yeah, just the facts. All right, let's see if we have any law of average today in the NBA. San Antonio, right on. San Antonio, probably going to be my top play in the NBA today. They're law of average play, so they're coming off an ATS loss, and Dallas coming off an ATS win. And so the San Antonio is one of my top law of average play of the day. All right, so what's next on deck here? I jumped the queue there, went right to the matchups, and that's why we're a bit behind. Let me take a look at the 80% Club. The 80% Club, and after the last 2 nights of hockey, missed my front teeth, eh? That's a good one, Lonnie. That's a nice one. I like that. Yeah, you look like that Kit Kat commercial with, what is it? Was it Burns? Brent Burns? You ever see that Kit Kat commercial? Hey, his Kit Kat doesn't fit between his teeth, and then he thinks about it, and he goes, it fits now. Hey, ouch. What's the ouch for, Chad? All right, fits now. All right, let's go to 80% Club. Like 1 in 9. Like 1 in 9. Corner gas live from Saskatchewan. You like that one, Chad? Hey, a little corner gas reference right there. Little Canadian content. People in the States are going, what the hell is he talking about? Canadian corner gas. It's a pretty good show if you've watched it. Surprisingly enough, there's not a lot of, there probably is. There's some good Canadian shows, but people just don't see it because it's not marketed like an NBC or CBS, right? But corner gas, look it up. Keep losing because I had regulation. Ah, crap. Stop betting Proline, Lonnie. Are you betting Proline? Hey, stop those regulations. Hey, Raymond, Syracuse today or NC State? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to talk about that in just a second. After 2 nights, corner gas. Yeah, just checking the bullpen. Too many games, Lonnie. Narrowed down. 1 in 9. Yeah, no kidding. I just saw that plays in Parlay. What are you doing there? Trying to be Ron Raymond, go 9-0 or what? Even I don't even play 9 games. Well, I shouldn't. I never will. 9-0. Tell me you're not betting nine bets a day, are you, Lonnie? All right. Let's go to the NBA. Let's go to 80% Club. Open up the club here at the 80% Club. And the under in the Grizzlies game tonight, when they're a pick'em to -3 home favorite coming off a loss last 5 years, 90% to the under. So the under in that Grizzlies game, remember I said the under looks pretty good, so there's a nice stat to the under. The under is 9-2 for the Mavs as they pick them to -3, but now, see, it's -4 now, so that one doesn't qualify anymore. That's the word I was looking for, qualify. So the value play, remember I was thinking of the Arizona, the qualify. See, the brain's always working, and sometimes it's just, gotta feed it some water sometimes, right? Speaking of water, get a little bit dry here. A little corner of gas dry right here. Okay, corner of gas like I'm pumping their tires today or something. The Wizards 8-2 against the spread as an away team with a total of 220 or more this season. So nice little angle here on the Wizards. Let's take a look at the NHL. NHL 80% Club stats, and folks, you can get these stats each and every day right here at atsstats.com. The Anaheim Ducks 11-1 as a home team, coming off a game where they scored 6 goals for the last 10 years. Wow, look at that! Hey, look what we just threw out there. Got from left field here. The Ducks are 11-1 home team, coming off a game where they scored 6 goals for in the last 10 years. 91%. That's a pretty solid stat. It's unfortunate that let me see. Well, yeah. All right, the Kings 12-2 and is away favorite after a division game the last 6 years. So that's wow. These are pretty solid stats here. The Kings are 12-2 as a away favorite after a division game. Okay, that's why favorite. I was gonna say an away team, they've been really bad the last couple of years, but as a favorite, okay, I'll buy that. I'll take a dozen of those to go. The Kings 12-2 as an away favorite, coming off a Northwest Division opponent. So the Kings. And if you like the Minnesota Wild tonight, our value play of the night, or indicator, gotta stop saying play. The value indicator of the night, the Wild 17-2-1. Oh, remember yesterday I talked about Columbus, that crazy puck line stat? The Columbus, let me see, last night. Columbus last night, did they cover? I thought that game was 3-2 final. Did they cover the puck line? Let me check, see if they covered the puck line. Columbus. Maybe you guys are quicker than me on the bullpen there. Columbus. Yeah, a 4-2. Oh, crap. They didn't. Yeah, the empty netter at the end. We almost had it. But that was a crazy stat against the puck line. Where was I? Oh, yeah, the Wild. 17-2-1 against the puck line as a home underdog after a conference game the last 6 years. Wow, pretty good stat right there. And let me see if there's anyone. The Canadians, 17-4 as an away favorite, coming off 2 non-conference games since 1996. So if you do like the Habs tonight, I do have some good stats here. Let's go to the old 80% Club. That was the new percent club. There's 2 80% clubs. If you're a member of ATS, you got this 80% club and you got this old one here. The old one I like the old one. Actually, you know what? They're both good. They're really both good. But the reason why I kept the old one is a lot of members love the old 80% club, and that's why I kept it. So Edmonton as a home team during the month of March, total 6.5, 2-10 to the under. Wow, pretty good stat right there. Here's some puck line stats on Anaheim and Minnesota. And let me see here if there's anything really to write home about. Montreal as a road favorite before a non-conference game, coming off a road loss as a favorite, 3-7. Woo, not a good indicator there for the Habs, but 8-2 to the over. So if you like the over, a nice little indicator there today. All right, if you recalled yesterday, let's talk about the podcast yesterday, guys. And if you recalled yesterday, we talked about this betting angle right here. NHL teams off a 1-goal win and a 1-goal loss. Now, qualifiers. I got some good qualifiers here for you guys here today. Yesterday, there was none, but I got about 3 or 4 teams that qualified today. And the way the system works is this. NHL favorites or NHL underdogs. So we're going to stick with the favorites right now. NHL favorites that are coming off a 1-goal loss. So let me see who came off a 1-goal loss last game. Colorado lost 3-2 to Arizona. So they are an NHL favorite. And look at that, 40-17 straight up. So that's a solid stat this year. And these are called league system stats. And what I did yesterday is I went into the database and this stops yesterday. So there, if there was a game last night, I didn't add it today. But a 70% stat on teams that are coming off a 1-goal loss. Colorado qualifies today; they're a favorite, and if the total is 5.5, then the percentage is not as high. It's 64%. But Edmonton is coming off a win. So Edmonton's coming off a win, a 1-goal win. So it's only 53%. So it's not a huge percentage on Edmonton, but it does qualify tonight. And then the LA Kings. The LA Kings, as a favorite, coming off a 1-goal loss, they qualify tonight at 40-17 on the season, 70%. So the LA Kings qualify tonight. And who else qualifies tonight? Montreal. Montreal's coming off a loss, a 2-1 loss. So, and they're a favorite. So Montreal, LA, and Colorado, they all qualify because they're all coming off a 1-goal loss. So those are teams tonight that, look at that, 70% betting angle favoring Edmonton, LA, and the Montreal Canadiens. So pretty good, solid stat right there. And was there any of them coming off a win? Yeah, Edmonton. So Edmonton, not a good one here. But Colorado and the LA Kings and Montreal all qualify tonight on the system of NHL favorites coming off a 1-goal loss in their last game. So 70%, guys. Nothing to sneeze at right there. That's a pretty solid stat. And we don't have any underdogs here tonight coming off a 1-goal loss. So there's nothing to report on that angle. All right, that's the angle. Those are solid plays. And let's go to ATS Calculator. Let's go to ATS Calculator. Oh, if you are new, we got 30 people watching now. I said earlier in the show, if you're a fan of hockeypicks.com, this is a community, a social networking site where people go in and they follow the top hockey pickers. And I call it the Twitter of hockey. So I follow these guys, and this guy's solid. This guy Musco, he's got some solid picks. And basically what the concept is, it's a social networking site to follow other people's picks. And this way, it's like Twitter. You know how you follow people on Twitter? You can do the same thing on hockey picks. And now I just unveiled the newest site. It's called bullpenpicks.com. I'll give credit to my wife. She's the one who came up with that name. And this is the new website. So if you sign up right now, go to Bullpen Picks. Let's get that's why people last week I was laughing and I was calling everybody in the chat the bullpen. I was hoping some of you guys would clue in, but you guys aren't as sharp as I thought you'd be, right? Little jab right there to the bullpen. But yeah, so you can sign up right now. Go to bullpenpicks.com. It's the same concept as hockeypicks.com. And what you do is you go in, and we got preseason games here today. You can put in your games for preseason baseball, and we track all the winner. You can follow. And what we're gonna do, guys, is for baseball, we're gonna run this right until preseason, and then once the exhibition season's over, we're gonna wipe the slate clean and go right from scratch on the regular season. So this way, everybody starts back to zero, and it'll give me a good way to test the software from now until the beginning of the baseball season at bullpenpicks.com. What do you guys think of that name? Bullpenpicks.com. It's the same concept as Hockey Picks, but for baseball. I've got another one for basketball. I'm going to unveil that in the next couple of weeks. I don't think it's ready. I wanted to get baseball picks ready first, or bullpen picks. And then last night I secured a domain name for football. So I'm going to have one for football. So I'm going to have a hockey, baseball, basketball, and football. I love the names. You're going to love the names for football. I can't show it to you now because it's not online. And I like it, Raymond. You're welcome, Lonnie. Thanks for the nice comment. And so hey guys, check it out, bullpenpicks.com. Don't forget to put a picture of Rusty. Oh yeah, I gotta get Rusty in there somehow, eh? I get Rusty on the front page. I think this is a great looking website. I love the logo. It's like a mad baseball with a crown, right? We're gonna crown the winners of everybody who makes winning picks. We'll come up with some type of and the thing is, so yeah, I forgot to tell you guys this. You know how at Hockey Picks, let me just log in here. So you know at Hockey Picks, every time you do well, you get a mini Stanley Cup, right? So you get a mini Stanley Cup at Hockey Picks. Well, what we're going to give here, if you go 4-0 or better at baseball picks, or you run the board, it's going to be tough to go because baseball has a lot of games a day, and they don't do 4 games a day. So anyway, instead of a hockey pick, Rusty Staub. I love it. That's an awesome one. Rusty Staub. Hey, Lottie, you're on the ball, buddy. A gold glove. So, and instead of giving a little mini Stanley Cup, we're going to give away a gold glove. So, and we'll see if we have any gold glovers in the audience at Baseball Picks. And so anytime you go perfect, you'll get a gold glove here at, well, it's not a real gold glove, but a digital one. Hey, you know what, all these digital tokens, maybe I'll digitize the gold gloves and the Stanley Cups. This way you can own your gold glove. Probably worth nothing. Only your wife would probably buy it, or your girlfriend. But hey, but yeah. So bullpenpicks.com, guys. Sign up today. It's free. Just join, and trust me. Once baseball season is in full gear, regular season, you will want to play this, because if you're betting baseball, you will want to bet the picks of the best baseball pickers. All right, let's go to ATS Calculator. It's heading on 12 noon. I always want to make these shows an hour so I don't keep you hostage here longer than that. Somebody asked me to do basketball. Ah, crap. North Carolina Duke's already gone, right? Crap. Let me do that real quickly. Too late. But I apologize for that. I should have done it earlier. My bad. North Carolina against Notre Dame, North Carolina. Notre Dame, there it is. North Carolina. Survey says in North Carolina, 3.94 and 1.39. So Notre Dame, 3.94 and 139.69. So we'll have to keep that just for grading purpose. The next game I'm going to do is Duke against Louisville. And if there's a game you want me to do, just put in the bullpen and I'll put it up real quickly. Just don't ask me to do every 500 games. Louisville. And I got Duke winning 1.45 to 133. I don't mind staying later than an hour. I love this show. Awesome. I want a gold glove. That is so cool. Yeah, it is cool. I can't wait. I can't wait for baseball to get going. Any games you guys want me to do here in the calculator, just bring it up. And I'll do NBA while you guys are... so we got Washington up against Memphis. As Richard Dawson would say, survey says. Was it Richard Dawson? I can't remember. He was... no, was it sir? I can't remember. Going through a 70s, 80s flashback here. 7.54, 2.28 favoring Memphis. I do like Memphis tonight. I think the under is a solid play too, 228. And then the last one is San Antonio. San Antonio against Dallas. San Antonio against Dallas. Georgetown, Marquette. Okay, I'll do that in a second. And then we got, look at that, 0.51 for Dallas and 2.19.74 for the total. And let me see here. Georgetown. Marquette. $0.84 for Marquette and 129.29. 129.29. All right. I'm going to make my picks now at hockeypicks.com. So, hey, like I said, I gotta pump my tires once in a while when I go good night. If you are following, last night, my top plays went 9-0. I made the honor roll. Along with Gene Pickernell. Gene Pickernell went 9-0, and Rocco Roper went 9-0. These guys have been with me a long time, too. I know Gene's been a long time, so is Rocco. These are long-time loyal hockey pickers. And, 9-0 yesterday. Picked up a cup. Actually, I was ribbing one of my buddies online. How come this is what's going on here? Let me see here. Did I already make my picks? Let me see here. Let me log out and log back in. I don't know why I can't. Okay, let me do this again. Maybe it's because I was logged out too long. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. It's off the board. Let me do another one. I got a backup account. Oh, I don't know what's going on. The slider's gone, so I'm going to have to fix that. Maybe it's the time. All right, let me fix that, but if you come back later, I'll get that all squared away. But I'll tell you my picks just like that. I do like Montreal tonight. I like Vegas. I like Edmonton. I like Colorado. And the LA Kings. So my plays tonight, Vegas, Edmonton, Colorado, Los Angeles, and Montreal. Those were the plays I was going to put in. I'm going to have to check this out now. So there you have it, guys. That's the show today. Again, the show now 11 a.m. to noon. And this way, get out the information earlier. And, I'm more energy in the morning. I'm a morning guy. Afternoons are really long to wait and do the show. But, morning will be better, 11 a.m. to noon. And that was it. And also, if you're interested in my top plays, my best bets, you can get them each and every day right here at atsstats.com. Go to picks, go to Ron Raymond. And really good night last night, 4-0 NHL. And I will have one NBA play, and I'll have a couple of NHL plays. All right, folks, have yourself a good rest of your day. As always, shop for value, play those percentages. We'll see you back here on a full Friday. That's a Thursday, March 11th. Have a good